I didn't see you there. Oh, you want me to do the video? Okay, yeah. I'm Danny. I guess I'm going solo this week for the Southern California Comics weekly video update. Yeah, Matt couldn't be here this week, so it's just me in a very far off corner of the shop. Here to tell you about the newest comics of the week. Notable stuff, new number ones, final issues, if any. Yeah, I think we're covering the whole thing this week. The whole gamut of possible things you could read. First off, Infinity number 1 is out. By which I mean number 1 times 4. It's the 4th issue of the big Marvel crossover, with the Avengers fighting space type things. I haven't read it yet. I picked it up. It's got a lightning bolt in it, so Thor's gonna hit stuff with a hammer. I think it'll be a fun read. New number 1 from IDW. Triple Helix? John Byrne, superhero stuff. If you're into John Byrne, like you remember his X-Men or Superman stuff from back in the day, he's still plugging away at it. This one has a monkey in it. He's not on the cover, but he's got a monkey in a costume. Yeah, check it out. That is indeed a monkey in a costume. Let's see. Final issues. America's Got Powers number 7 is out. From the team of Jonathan Ross and Brian Hitch. I'm sure the art's amazing. I haven't kept up with the series at all because it rarely came out. But the final issue number 7 is out, so you can pick it up. Finally finish the story. And then wait for the movie, I guess. I assume there's going to be a movie. What else we got? A few more things here. Superman and Wonder Woman number 1. First issue, brand new series. Superman and Wonder Woman team up to punch stuff and probably have romantic tension, because that's what they love to do in comics. Charles Soule, Tony S. Daniel as a creative team. It's got a little fold-out cover. $3.99. Oh, hey. That's pretty violent. Who knew DC Comics was violent these days? Yeah, that's all I got for that. Now, down the stuff I did buy and am interested in. Another new number 1, Shaolin Cowboy number 1 from Dark Horse Comics. All by Jeff Darrow, who did Hard Boiled back in the day with Frank Miller. He did character designs for The Matrix. Yeah, he's great. Jeff Darrow's the best. And he rarely does stuff nowadays, so it's always special when a new comic from him comes out. Shaolin Cowboy is exactly what it says. It's an Asian man who is a cowboy, and it's super violent. He's got... Man. I am so excited. Like, I was already excited, but then I saw that he has... Let me get you a good image of it. Dude has a staff with chainsaws at both ends. Yeah, this is going to be a comic you're going to have a lot of fun with. And it's more violent than the Superman Wonder Woman book, for what that's worth. Yeah, looks great. I'm into it. I already got my $4, so... Okay, last one. Multiple Warheads. Downfall. 80-page special. If you read the Multiple Warheads miniseries from a few months ago by Brandon Graham, it's real good stuff. It was part of like I wouldn't say an ongoing, but he's been doing Multiple Warhead stuff for a while, and this collects like the rare, hard to find stuff. I believe the original one-shot from Oni Press is in here. Some of the dirtier stuff he's done, because yeah, Brandon Graham comics are kind of dirty, so don't bring the kids. But if you're an adult and you like sort of graffiti type anime inspired, but not like really manga styled artwork, and puns, you have to love puns. Brandon Graham, Multiple Warheads. For all you completists out there. That's it. I'm out. But I'm going to have more stuff in the next segment. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Since it's October and Halloween is at the very end of the month, you can spend the entire month doing Halloween type stuff. Which, if you're me, that means reading horror comics and watching scary movies. And since this isn't a video about movies, it's a video about a comic shop, and I'll tell you about some kind of spooky comics that I'm into. Normally Matt would choose one and I would choose one, like last week, but it's just me, so I'm going to talk about two things. Let's see, where do we start? I'm holding a bunch of books and they're very heavy. Alright, first of all, I guess the theme this week is comic books that have been made into popular to mildly popular movies. So, let's start off with 30 Days of Night, which is a vampire thing. It's by Steve Niles and Ben Temple-Smith, at least the very first volume is. It's like they're vampires and they're in like some, probably the same town from that movie Insomnia, where like the I guess it would be the opposite. Yeah, they're in this town where it's night for an entire month because of that's how it is in, I assume, Alaska. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I've never read 30 Days of Night. It's kind of a cool idea though. You know, the vampires have taken over this town where the sun doesn't come out for an entire month, and people get murdered a bunch, I assume. Like I said, haven't read the book, haven't seen the movie. What I have read, however, is 30 Days of Night Juarez, which is by Ben Temple-Smith and Matt Fraction. Matt Fraction, he of Hawkeye and Iron Man and Casanova, like one of my favorite dudes. And he did a really fun, like, detective-themed vampire comic where the main character is this dude who named Lex Nova, who has this thing where he narrates his entire life like he's a hard-boiled detective, but he says all the words. So, yeah, he just says it all out loud so every other character can hear him, when it's supposed to be internal monologue, which gets him in trouble a lot. So it's a really fun idea. It's a really fun comic. It's got vampires. It's got violence. It's got Ben Temple-Smith art. I like it. It's good. We have it. Alright, the other thing that's become a movie, which I think Matt wanted to choose last week, but now I'm stealing it from him, so he has to get more creative next week if he happens to show up for the video. Hellboy. Everybody loves Hellboy, but maybe you haven't checked it out. Maybe you've just seen the movies, which are pretty good. I really love Hellboy 2. The Golden Army. Hellboy is a demon thing. He's like a devil, and he punches bad monsters with a secret bad monster investigating organization, the BPRD. The great thing about Hellboy, which there are a million volumes of this stuff, is that you can just pick up any one and start reading it, because they're not necessarily in chronological order, and each volume is basically a self-contained story. So if you want to start off with number 1, though, you can do Seed of Destruction. It's got a little number on it. Yeah, all the volumes have the numbers in the corner if you want to read it, like in the order in which it came out. But yeah, Seed of Destruction, it's cool. It's the first one. Mike Mignola and a little help from John Byrne at first. It's like the original, where it all began, and it's cool. Then you can branch out into BPRD, the kind of spin-off which has Hellboy in it sometimes, but often focuses on the agent characters in the organization. So this one's actually my favorite. It's BPRD 1947, which shows the scientist guy from Hellboy as like a young man, and this group of agents fighting. I forget what this one's about, even though I liked it. It's been a few years, but it's 1940s spooky paranormal investigation, and it's drawn by Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon. who are some of my favorite artists. Yeah, it's really good. And then there's this huge one, BPRD, Plague of Frogs, which is like I guess the 4th volume in the whole saga. It's a pretty thick hardcover. There's a whole bunch of things going on in it, and it kind of, this is like the I guess crisis point of the entire Hellboy saga. This is like, it's not the final thing or anything, but it's like kind of an end point. So if you've been reading in order, like, this is like where like Volume 1 culminates. Yeah, it's cool stuff. It's got a whole bunch of different characters. People remember from the movies. Some people you might be less familiar with. I'm sure Hellboy shows up at some point. Yeah, cool stuff. BPRD. For all your paranormal investigation needs. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So, I'm out. I'll see you next week. Enjoy some horror comics. Well, you know, it's the hot topic of the month. I think you're gonna have a good time. I know I will. I really want to go push that button, but it's all the way over there. I'll just wait for the tape to run out. Catch you in the act.